Hi, so I'm making this video to give you an explanation of what tapping is and also give you a demonstration for how you can use it. Or I'd like to be able to use this in conjunction with the coaching and the hypnosis that we're doing to get you prepared for your upcoming elective surgery. I know that smoking cessation is part of your goal in order to get you prepared for the elective surgery. Um, so tapping is something that you can use. You don't really need to have like a whole 30 minutes or an hour set aside for a hypnosis session um, or like a coaching session. It's something that you can do um, in a smaller amount of time. It's something that is very simple. You can do it in lots of different spaces. You don't necessarily need like a private, or even a quiet place to do it. So there's lots of benefits. There's a lot of science behind it too. But just for the purpose of introducing you to it, I wanted to just give you kind of like an explanation of like how I would personally describe it. So to me, tapping is a way to have a conversation between your different levels of consciousness, right? So it's a way to have a conversation between your conscious mind, your logical, reasoning mind, your subconscious, which is where, the part of our mind that is responsible for our beliefs and our kind of like our programming, right? And then our unconscious, which is our more instinctual part of us, and our bodies, right? Our unconscious is our body's consciousness. So in a way, it's almost a method that we can use to support our alignment, between our levels of consciousness too. And the thing that I really appreciate about tapping is that we start off by directly addressing what is true for us. And that a lot of times that sounds like a negative statement, but what we're doing is we are addressing it, right? What you resist persists. And if we act like a problem isn't a problem, then we cannot address it and it's not going to be resolved. So it's kind of an expressway in a sense to alignment, and also a very humble, I feel like, a way that invites us to really allow ourselves to be vulnerable and to accept ourselves. So hope I'm selling you on it. So I'm going to go through the sequence just to show you where the points are. But like I said, this is something that you really need to feel into your body for. You are the authority on what feels right and what doesn't. I cannot feel into your body for you, so you're gonna need to give yourself permission to really feel for what feels right. Okay, so we start off with the karate chop point, and it's just right here, but you want to feel for what do they say, like the cushiony part of the hand right there. And then we have the eyebrow point, which is really the where the eyebrow begins. And you'll see me, I switch between these two fingers. I just kind of let my body choose for me. Then we have the side of the eye, which is right here on the bone. It's not out here, it's right here. But again, you're gonna feel for it. Then we have the under the eye, which is also like, I think that's the orbital bone. I don't know, but it's bone right here. Then we have under the nose, under the chin, Then we have the collarbone. So that's my dad. One, like an inch down and then an inch to the side. And then I just like to use both hands. So you can use all 10 fingers, really. It's the collarbone. And then we have under the arm, so about 3 inches down from your armpit. That's gonna be on the bra line. And then we have the top of the head. And so I actually I used to wear ponytails, like buns, all the time. And so I'm telling you as a suggestion, if you'd like to use the tapping, then I would suggest tying your hair up in a different way, because then you're gonna have access. I was putting my ponytail right there, and so now I keep my hair down so I can access the top of the head. Okay, so we start off by tapping on how we really feel. So in order to do that, we need to feel into our bodies. So if you're having a craving for nicotine, you're gonna, and I close my eyes, right? Because to me, that helps me feel. But so I invite you to try both and see what helps you. But feel into your body. And what sensations are coming up around this craving? Is it a tightness in your chest? Or just for example, first of all, where are the sensations? How would you describe them? Is it hot? Is it tight? Is it swirling? Whatever words you can use to describe it, and however as descriptive as you can get, usually helps the effectiveness of the tapping session. And you want to think of it like this: if your body is communicating to you and your awareness of that communication helps facilitate the movement of that energy, the more descriptive you are with your words is really confirming to your body that you are paying attention to it and you are addressing that specific concern. So as specific as you can get. Is it hot? Is it cold? Is it swirling? Is it still? Is it heavy? Is it light? If it had a color, what color would it be? All of that, right? And the emotions, like are you feeling anger, frustration, despair, just anxiousness, whatever the case may be, as descriptive as you can with that. So I'll give you an example. Somebody who is experiencing a craving for nicotine might say, I have this pulling sensation in my chest. It feels like it's pulling me out the door. It feels like a jumping in my chest. I'm anxious, all right? So even though, and this is where the self-acceptance comes in, right? Even though I am having a strong craving for nicotine, I deeply and completely accept myself. We're gonna do that on the karate chop, and we're gonna do it 3 times, okay? Even though this craving for nicotine is so strong, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through this, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I am experiencing one of the strongest cravings I've ever had, and I feel like I really just would like to run out that door and light up a cigarette right now, I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay? Now, as we move through the rest of the tapping points, we're not going to say those long statements. We're going to just do reminder statements. So we can say something like, this craving, it is so strong. This craving. And each time that we tap through one of these points, we want to tap about 5 to 7 times. I feel like I'd like to run out of the door and light up a cigarette. This craving. This craving. I'm so anxious. Oh, this craving. Okay, that's one round. Now take a deep breath. Now this is important. We want to now reassess. So in the beginning, when I was telling you to really feel into your body, there was a part that I missed. And that was to rate your discomfort on a level of 0 to 10. So 0, it doesn't exist. There's no discomfort. And 10 is the most discomfort you can possibly imagine. And when I mean discomfort, I'm not talking about just pain, just really how uncomfortable are you feeling with this right now. And so after each round of tapping, you want to take a deep breath. Let that energy go. And then reassess, right? So maybe you were at an 8 before. How are you feeling now? Give that, give yourself a new number. I mean, maybe it's still an 8, but just you'll want to assess that again. Also, you might, through a round of tapping, become aware of different sensations, different emotions. You might gain some clarity, and so you might choose a different setup statement. So the whole time you're wanting to just make sure that you are checking in with your body, right? So then once we are to the point where the discomfort has subsided, you're ready to start tapping on the preferred behavior. You can say something like, even though I am currently addicted to nicotine, I know that this addiction is temporary. Even though I am currently addicted to nicotine, I know that this is just temporary because I have been able to release other behaviors like this before. Even though I am currently addicted to nicotine, I know that I learned this behavior to cope with other feelings. And if I learned to use nicotine, I know I can learn other coping behaviors. Other coping behaviors that will serve me better and accomplish what I'd like to accomplish even better than using nicotine. I've overcome other behaviors like this before. I only started it to cope or to feel better about myself. the original reason I started smoking isn't even the reason I still smoke. I know that I smoke because sometimes life gets unpleasant, and smoking is a way to cope with that. And that's okay. I can learn new behaviors. I've learned lots of new behaviors before. So I know I can continue to learn better behaviors that suit my needs and my desires better than nicotine. Okay, so that was one round. How did that feel? I really liked that learning new behaviors thing, because that's true, isn't it? And we like to tap on the truth. So go ahead and play with this. If you want to work together to create, different statements, we can. The purpose of this video is just to give you an example of how the tapping works and what the sequence is. Like I said, the more specific we can get about how you feel about it, how these sensations feel in your body, and what's true for you, the more effective this can be. So, and once again, it's something that you can use during the day. You don't have to wait for like a nighttime, sleep hypnosis. It's not something that you have to set aside a whole hour or an hour and a half to do. You can do it a few minutes at a time. You don't have to tap until you have complete resolution, which is one thing I really like about it, because then it's easier to convince yourself to do it. I don't have to invest 20 minutes. I can invest 5 or 10 minutes right now, and if I have another 5 or 10 minutes later, I can do it again. Yeah, so just go ahead and give it a try, and let me know what you like, what you don't like, and we'll continue to work together on creating a routine that works for you. Okay?